Hi, I'm Jasmine, the sequel, and I am not relatable. So you're probably wondering what in God's name is happening. Well, today I wanted to make a really quick video. I've been promising for a while that I'll have some recipe videos up, and I couldn't quite figure out where to put them in terms of my regular schedule. I was thinking maybe if Chantel does another cookbang, I will, add my own recipe in the beginning and eat that while I react. But honestly, it's just not working out, and Chantel's being kind of a garbage person, and that's a little bit more of a fun thing, quote unquote, to do. So it makes it hard for me to want to put in the effort of making a recipe, eating the recipe while she's like being Chantel and being the most Karen she can possibly Karen in any one situation. Anyway, today I thought I would just get a little quick video out on the picture that I posted on my Instagram like quite a while ago regarding making a pumpkin chai. I know I spelled it chia, but that's because I'm an idiot. You can't hold that against me, okay? What you need to make this recipe, it's pretty simple. You need 2 cups of any kind of milk. I used almond milk because that's what I had available to me at the moment, but any milk will do, and honestly, dairy milk probably will taste better. I've made it with dairy milk before, and it is definitely yummier, though it is more calorically dense. So, do what you will. Not photographed, but also very necessary, is about half a cup of water. You can use filtered if you're unsure about the quality of the water in your area, but I just used plain tap water. You need a 1/4 cup of pumpkin puree. Make sure you're getting pureed pumpkin and not, pumpkin spice pie filling, whatever it's called. Don't get the pumpkin filling, the pumpkin pie filling, because that stuff will not suffice for our purposes. You need about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. You can add more if you'd like. I've said before, I'm not the hugest fan of sweet foods, and so that was like a lot for me. And then you need 2 tablespoons of black tea. So you can use the kind that looks almost like little grains. If you're using that, use the 2 tablespoons. If you're using loose leaf, use about 3 tablespoons. You do need a little bit more because a loose leaf packs less of a punch, though I think the flavor is significantly better. Now, when we get to the spices, you need 1 stick of cinnamon, you need 2 star anise flowers, about 4 to 6 pods of cardamom. I tend to crush mine gently to open them up a little, and I feel like that helps infuse the flavor a little better. And then about 4 slices of ginger. And then we get to our ground spices. Here I have a 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground clove, and I have 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Now I have the cinnamon stick in there as well. I just feel like they add 2 different flavor profiles. Feel free to leave out the powdered cinnamon if you don't like it too cinnamony. I know not everyone's a big fan of that. That is totally your choice. First thing, you got to add all of your water to your pan. I realize this is upside down. Don't hate me. I'm not very good at this yet. I couldn't quite figure out how to set up my camera. And yes, I cleaned my stove as much as I could. But once more, I am not a domestic goddess, and so I didn't do a very good job. If you can see, I have like foil wrapped around the little plates that sit underneath my coil stove. I would really recommend doing that. It just makes it easier to clean up. And then like every once a week or something like that, I'll just change the foil out. It's easier to clean, and it doesn't get like super gross. And since I rent, if I have to return my apartment, that's like one less thing they can ding me on, Add your tea once your water starts shimmering a little bit. Once you see a slight bubbling in your tea after you've added the leaves and, they've like hydrated the whole way, you can add your spices to this. So I added all of my whole spices, my ginger, and then a little bit later, I added my powdered spices. Powdered spices are easier to infuse for sure, but they also can get a little bit of a burnt edge to them, which is why I tend to add them a little bit late. Once you've added that, you can let it sit for about 4 to 5 minutes. And then after that, add your milk and your pumpkin puree. Stir everything together and let it simmer for a good minute and a half. Basically, you're just allowing everything to infuse into the milk and for it to heat all the way through. Strain into your mug of choice and enjoy. This makes about 2 to 3 cups. I made enough for me and partner to have 1 cup each and then to have like 1 cup left over, basically. But we also don't drink a ton of it all in one go. It's pretty rich, so you can definitely thin it out a little bit if you like yours a little thinner. That is the great thing about make at home recipes, is you can definitely customize them. This recipe is not very sweet, like I said, make sure that you adjust your sugar a little bit. And that will be it. Let me know if you enjoy the recipe. If you make it, please tag me on Instagram, tag me on Twitter if you're posting a picture of it on Twitter. And as always, I'll have my socials linked down below. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. If you hated it, you can give me a thumbs down. Leave me a comment down below if you think I can improve the recipe in any ways, or if you tried it and you had problems or whatever. I'm totally here to help with that too. I have like I said, my Twitter is down below. My Instagram is down below. Tag me in both of those if you're making the recipe. I'll try and link a written out version of the recipe down below as well, so it'll be easier for you guys to follow. And I have my Patreon. I was trying to think what else I want to add. Right. I had my Patreon. Think of Patreon as the tip jar for the internet. So if you like what I'm doing here and you want to help me continue, please consider tossing a few coins in my direction. You don't have to. Don't feel obligated. But if you do, I would really appreciate it. And as always, I'm Jasmine, the sequel. And I am not relatable. Peace.